Right,
Cheers.
My goodness.
Love this Pinot Noir.
Yes.
Oh my word.
Yep.
Delish.
We're kind of featuring Boen a little bit today,
Okay.
accidentally on purpose.
Accidentally
Love it.
on purpose.
Well,
Do tell.
we have Boen, or you have Boen here.
Love
so
it.
we decided, since we are making mulled wine today,
Yes.
to use something that you have in your restaurant, because you may make it in the future.
Yeah.
And so we want people to have something you're going to make.
Solomon's for the boat parade. I'm seeing it.
I am totally
Christmas
saying
time.
this.
I feel like we're gonna have a cold winter this year because we haven't had one in
I
like
do
3
too.
years. So that being said, we're gonna need to know some warm
Right.
drinks.
So we are drinking a different Boen. This is just a single vineyard St. Lucia Highlands, because I could get my hands on that one and drink that one while we're making the other one.
Hey,
Sound
you're
like a plan?
always thinking, girlfriend. That's one thing I love about you.
I'm always thinking about the wine and the food and nothing else.
All right, you guys start that.
Okay.
I'm going to grab our
Food, dessert, all right.
or pastry.
All right, so I'm gonna need Brooke for sure, because it's been so long since I've made this, and you said it's been so long since you've made yours.
Honestly, when it comes to this, number one, I want my house to smell good.
Oh, that's my thing, is that so I put this on for Thanksgiving. Now I usually cheat a little bit, but when I do it in the crock pot.
Yep, me
And I
too.
put it on like first thing in the morning, because I simmer it in the crock pot. I don't even simmer, I just do warm.
Right.
And then as people show up, I can just like, oh yeah, I've been slaving away all day.
I've been doing this.
And
I've been
takes-
working so hard.
Yeah.
That's what I like mulled wine is you don't need a specific recipe. You can kind of just wing it, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, churn it a few times, taste it. Oh, I think it's not as sweet as I want to add more.
Right.
That's what I like. It's not something you have to be specific about. And also, once again, if you are working hard all day, slaving on it.
Right.
People walk into your house and it hits you with that robust smell and
Right.
you're like, ah.
Well,
let's
and
go.
you really don't have time for a lot of stuff if you're making Thanksgiving at your house, because you've got the
Exactly.
turkey and you've got, all the stuff you have to do. You just want to throw this together, like I said, first thing in the morning, let it go, make your house smell nice, and you're out of there.
Yeah, and family's in town, so you need to drink.
All right, so first thing we're going to pour this in.
Dump the whole thing.
All right, yeah, the entire bottle. We are using the Boen Pinot Noir.
Okay.
You can use any red wine. There is some recipes out there for white wine, and you really can spend whatever you want. Like I said, we're using
Exactly.
the Boen because that's what Gwen uses in her restaurant. So
I feel like you can make it as expensive or cheap
reasonably
that
priced,
you
yeah.
want to, yeah.
Yeah,
And
you can use it anything. If you have a favorite, like this is my favorite wine and I love it, and you really want to make
Right.
whatever.
So no rules about which type varietal of red to use? I mean, do you want something kind of middle of the road, or?
I wouldn't go to the heavy dry like the Cabs
right.
and the Merlots. I would stick with the Pinot Noirs.
Too tannic.
Maybe a Zin,
Yeah.
but again, not a barrel-aged Zin, not anything that's going to be, you're looking for like, again, just a easy process, easy.
I will say I've never done white. Never done white.
I was reading that when I was reading this recipe, so I was like, I've never done white either, but that kind of sounds interesting. I've made white sangria, and this
Yes,
is
same.
very similar to sangria, so I kind of think it's the same principle.
All it is
The hot version, right? Yeah.
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 But I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna have to try it.
All right, so
turn the heat up a little for you guys?
and we want it really low.
Really low.
That's a good idea.
We-
Put on the heat.
Otherwise you can't make mulled wine.
Speaking of wine, I'm going to grab mine while you guys are
make sure this is
Figuring that
super
out.
low.
you guys are doing the cooking now. I'm done my cooking, so.
Yeah, you're done. This is like the first time she doesn't have to do it. You really don't want to have this, just so everybody knows, you really want to make it low. If it boils,
Yes.
you're boiling out the alcohol, you're boiling out the flavors and everything. So it's just a warm method. Don't overcook
Don't
it.
make it a party foul.
Yeah, and you don't have to overthink it either. So,
Exactly.
which is brew. We're going to experiment.
Boom. That
What are we
being
doing?
said, we need to put some brandy in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So there is some people who don't put brandy or they don't put other spirits. If
Yes.
you want a little bit more kick, put some brandy. I recommend brandy.
I highly recommend adding more booze. Imagine
But
that.
there are people that put cognac. There are people that put. I prefer brandy.
I've done flavored brandy as well.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, you can do like a flavored peach. You can do flavored
Yeah.
apple brandy, things like that as well. So
Yeah.
Very sangria-like.
It's very sangria-like.
You're-
It's your
yeah.
taste.
Same. I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
How much do you pour in for one 750 milliliter bottle?
I mean,
How much would a normal person put in, Brooke?
I was gonna say, are we talking how much Brooke puts in, or how much?
I probably put in a cup. An
Okay.
actual cup.
Okay. Do you want to measure?
No.
Okay.
So we're just gonna kind of like do this today.
That's a lot of it. Yeah.
What the hell?
It's a party.
There's not much anyways, you know? Cheers. But that being said, if you do put a lot of brandy, depending on the taste, this one doesn't have does not have a specific flavor to it.
No.
So that's where the simple syrup's gonna come in. And
Right.
you don't need to make a simple syrup because it's already
Heating it.
warm, so it's gonna be doing it itself.
Right, right. And again, don't spend a lot on your brandy.
Yes.
Because you're not making any, this is just a simple cocktail or drink.
I read your mind now.
I know. I'm around that much.
I'm scared.
You don't want to know. So I'm going to add some fresh oranges in here, and I just squeeze it a little bit because really once they're sitting in there, it's going to get the flavors out as well. You don't need
Yeah.
to like sit there and crush it to where you're going to have pulp rising to the top. It's
And
not really
I want to show, we used oranges that Gwen had used in a previous recipe for the zest. So if you have stuff laying around that, you know, again, like some oranges or something, and you want to throw them in, this is the place to do it. Nobody really, I mean, zest is great, but use whatever you need leftover. It's like, that's kind of what it is the leftover kitchen in your wine.
Yeah, I've thrown apples in.
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
Just, no big deal.
And again,
You
it's
do
to taste.
cherries, you can do, you can even do lemon. Lemon's not any citrus really.
Yeah.
Sugar. This is a large thing of sugar.
Don't put the
You
whole
don't need to put
thing
that
in,
much in.
just enough
This is
sugar.
also a large spoon, and I feel like we don't need too much.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do 2, and then that's it.
And
we
that
can-
is, again, if
figure
you're
it
somebody
out.
that likes a lot of Moscatos, put more sugar in. If you're somebody that likes
Correct.
drier red wines, put less sugar in.
And you can also
Add
choose
it.
your wines, you know,
Yeah.
sweeter wine, things like that. I'm gonna give this a minute because I'm sure that sugar needs to sit and melt a little bit.
We'll just, you know, while we're waiting.
Well, while it's simmering away,
And also, you need to open your spice cabinet.
Yeah.
There's a few different things you can do. We have allspice here. We have ground cinnamon. We've got cloves. Same thing. It's kind of literally like
Yeah.
a hodgepodge. I love to kind of do a little, I am not a measuring person. I think No Time to Cook put a poll out and they said, are you a wing it person or are you a measuring person? When it comes to my classes and making sure people are safe, I'm a measuring person. When I'm in my own house, I'm a, here we go. And it usually
Yeah.
works out in my favor.
and if you don't have cinnamon sticks, because you know a lot of people are, oh, it has to be cinnamon stick. It doesn't have to be. You can
No,
use,
no.
if you just have ground cinnamon, just use ground cinnamon.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
overthink it.
I love allspice in general, but I'm not gonna put a lot. You don't wanna put too much. Just
Still wanna
little
taste the
bit.
wine, right?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. This doesn't have a shaker on it, so let's not kill each other.
Cinnamon challenge.
I have fears. Have you ever done that where you've shaken and then it's popped off completely?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, that is like my fear.
Usually it's cayenne, too, when it does
Yeah,
that.
it's always
Yes.
it's always something that you just want a little bit.
Yes, you are not kidding. That has happened to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, darn. Yeah, frustration. And cloves, once again, you don't need a lot. Another fun recommendation is getting an orange in your house. My mom used to just put cloves in
Oh,
them.
stud it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
sit them out on the
Yes.
counter. Oh, I love that. Yeah, you never need a lot on this.
No.
So we will see. Let's give this a few minutes. But I have a feeling that we can, while we let this sit
Yep.
and come, I'll hang tight over here. And I think we have some other things to chat about.
We do. I think we have something very special that's happened in October, late October,
Yes.
that is available now in November
Yeah.
and just perfect for the holidays.
Perfect for the
Well,
holidays.
with that segue in place. So we mentioned it last month, but
Here, I'll
it
slide
is
this.
here, you guys, my new cookbook. It's
Yay!
called One Pot Supreme, and it is the complete cookbook for skillets, slow cookers, sheet pans, and more. So it's arranged by season: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And there's a cool guide at the beginning of each season of recipes. There are
cool.
175 recipes in the whole book, and then it's arranged by vessel. So if you look, you can see this is, let's go to We Are Fall now. So let's go here, and there's a spicy sausage and kale soup. So you can see that it's kind of retro what they did with
Yeah.
the whole design of the book, and then the photos, the cookwares,
I love
all
the
that sort of-
photos.
yeah, isn't that fun? So arranged then by season and then by vessel. So this would be in a Dutch oven.
Okay.
But we have different tips too, like if you don't have an Instapot, what you could use instead. And
I love my Dutch oven.
Right?
Love it, love
Yes,
it, love it.
yes.
And you do not have to buy the most expensive Dutch oven.
no, go to like Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Home Goods.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just as good. I'm sorry, Lucas, I love you. If you call me and we know we work at a deal, then I'll
Yeah.
be exclusive. But until then, go to those places. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I hesitated for the longest time to buy a Dutch oven because they're so heavy. But man, they will take the place of so many
I'm getting rid of
different
like
vessels.
so many pans.
Yes.
I made bread in it the other day, and
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, I made bread.
Chef Bonnie, who does our sourdough here, that's
Yeah.
all she does them in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I chose and designed recipes that the ingredients are easy to find in any grocery store nationwide. There are no more than 12 ingredients in any recipe, and fun variations for each if you if you don't eat meat or you want to add
Okay.
a vegetarian option. Every chapter also has vegetarian recipes, meat, all that kind of good stuff too. So
Now, how easy is it for, say, people who are cooking challenged? We do have a few people in my family that are a little cooking challenged.
It is super. Well, that's the beauty of one pot cooking, because this is no exaggeration. With the exception of like one bowl to mix things in and one pot to cook it in, everything is done in one vessel.
Love that.
So they're super simple, and one vessel also means the cleanup is ridiculously easy.
Yes.
You don't
Oh, yeah.
have a kitchen piled up with dishes and utensils when you're all said and done. So they're fast and delicious, and they're seasonally appropriate.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's actually available right now. So we're November now.
And-
wow, where is the year gone?
And available for the holidays
Yep.
if you're wanting to give somebody a gift that maybe
Yeah.
needs a little
help,
cooking.
or just
And I tell you what, I love cooking, and I'm really actually not bad at it at all. I'm a good broke the cook. Comes with the name. However, I have been trying to figure out my Instant Pot. It's just one of those things that someone gave to me, and I kind of tossed it aside. I use my air fryer, everything, but I'm so excited that I can finally have a reason
Yeah.
to use
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I didn't own an Instapot before I started this cookbook,
Yeah.
and it has become after my Dutch oven, probably my next favorite piece of equipment
Yeah.
in the kitchen, because you can saute in it. You can get that nice brown and caramelization.
never thought of that.
All in the same, and you just close it and then crank it up ribs in
Really.
45 minutes to an hour.
You told me that.
Life-changing.
And it became
That is
like,
a game changer.
now I need
Yeah.
an Instant Pot. And that was
Yeah.
my next thing is I gotta get an Instant Pot. But I keep
Yeah.
like putting it aside for,
Yeah.
life. But
But you know, even
my next
even if you aren't culinarily challenged, we all get in ruts, don't you? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
as a chef, even still, I'm like, oh, what are we gonna have for dinner? And you got to cook the same old things, and it's just nice to have 175 different options to go
Okay.
to.
my opinion is like my dad was a plumber, and I always have the last thing that we had in our house that was ever fixed was the plumbing because he
Right.
never wanted to do it. So my vision is you going, I don't want to cook. I've been cooking all day. I am not doing crap for dinner.
Right.
It is leftovers.
That happens a lot, and that's what that's why one pot is so awesome. So when I say one pot, with Instapot, it's Dutch oven, it's slow cooker, it's saute pans, skillets, sheet pans, 7 different pots. So you don't have to have just one or the other.
I love that it's seasonal too.
Yeah. Find it on Amazon, or you can always come here, and I would be happy to autograph a copy for you.
Woo!
But if you do get it on Amazon, make sure you leave a review about how wonderful it is.
Yes, right.
Absolutely.
So how's it going? It's not boiling. It is hot.
It's steaming. I can see the steam from here.
Do the spoon taste over here.
Uh-oh, the spoon taste. That's the professional way of tasting.
The spoon taste. I mean, do you give people something you don't like? Probably not.
Never,
But
never,
this is-
never. Unless you want them to go home early.
I know. It's like, what did you make for us?
So, I had to do a little bit of research on this because we don't often serve mulled warm wine. So what I've created for you are puff pastry twists, but in the middle I've sandwiched Dijon mustard, Gruyere, and blue cheese, and then gave it a little egg wash with some fancy pants French crusty salt and cracked black pepper. Try one?
Yes.
So if you don't like blue cheese, you can always eliminate blue cheese. There are some people I've heard who don't. So these are sans blue cheese. These 4 have it.
Okay. I know the special no blue cheese is for our cameraman.
Our cameraman, Lee. What I'm reading is that, what I've read about this is that the saltiness and the depth of flavor in this particularly blue cheese is going to be a nice pair with this mulled.
You don't even taste the blue cheese, really.
Too strong. Brooke, would you like
do?
one without blue cheese?
No, I love this. No, I'm saying the mulled one.
Oh.
Prepare yourself. Good thing we have bread.
Yum.
I love it. This is so good.
And so easy. You'll see in the video, literally roll out puff pastry, make sure it's thawed. I brushed it with a little bit of that Dijon, egg wash around the outside to seal it.
Yum.
The cheese is on top, fold it over, and then just cut it, twist it.
Oh, that is so easy.
It really took her like 5 minutes.
But look how pretty this is too.
I know.
It's delish. I can't wait to try it with the...
It's not just the taste.
I know.
It's the look.
It's gonna be gone
It's
before
been gone before we get the mulled wine, but that's all right.
We'll see. We'll give you some now. It's gonna be hot. Just do 2 scoops.
Now, would we normally strain it, you think, if like you had big hunks of stuff in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can normally strain it. In this case, I have just a little measuring cup. I'm just scooping it in because we didn't put so many parts in to where it needs to be strained, really.
Now, we're kind of rushing the process a little bit here.
A little bit.
We're not all night long, but how long would you recommend letting it sort of simmer?
Like we discussed earlier, I like putting it in the crock pot, putting it on warm, just
Let it all day.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
day.
It'll smell so amazing. It makes your house, but you do not need the little plugins or anything because that just makes everything smell amazing.
Right.
Plus, I think like the clove and things like that set in towards the evening. It's gonna be hot. Do not burn yourself.
Oh, that smells
Got brandy in it,
really
too.
good.
Smells like Christmas. Tastes like.
We don't know yet because it's a
You
little
tell
hot.
me.
All right, I'm gonna try it with this.
And I'm trying to do this. This is not working. My mouth is not big enough for both.
Like,
I know.
burning my tongue because that's something I love to do.
I'm so afraid to try to get this off.
I know, I feel like I'm gonna be
It's not
wearing it.
bad. It will make you grow some chest hair.
The brandy was a little,
little much.
You can always, add more if you
but it is
want to.
delicious.
It is.
Yeah. But you will probably waste it after one.
Yeah, well,
you
and
would.
the brandy for us was, you're because it hasn't simmered out enough yet, it's also a little bit on the fumes is a little.
Yes.
I mean,
and that's the other
inhale
thing
it.
about letting it sit is you're gonna get those spices to come up, you're gonna have the alcohol. It does kind of even out a little bit.
Yeah.
Drinking it 5 minutes after making it can be a little aggressive.
We should have started earlier.
But that's what we do here.
Or maybe it was just right. It's been a long day. All right, so we have a surprise guest next time.
We do.
We have some cocktails that Brooke
That's
and our
right.
surprise guests are going to be making so that you can
right.
prepare for your, for all holidays, but also for New Year's, because Lord knows we all want to toast 2020 out
Right?
of here.
Yeah.
Far, far away.
Far, far away. So
Very fun.
that is going to be our December.
Okay.
Hopefully be making something from your cookbook.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or we
So I
not-
think, the holiday parties, the get-togethers with families are going to be a little bit different this year. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll talk
think
about
so.
how to do those on a smaller scale or
Yeah.
more intimate scale, perhaps.
Well, I'm breaking out the ugly sweater, and I can't wait for December.
Oh, are you really?
Absolutely.
Challenge accept. No, I don't have an ugly sweater.
If you're close by
There
our
are-
area, keep in mind, Brooke will be here the first Wednesday of December
Yes.
with our annual, hugely popular ugly sweater mixology class.
So much fun.
She is going to walk
Oh,
you
no.
through how to make 3 killer holiday drinks in your most attractive over-the-top sweater.
In your best wear possible. I have like a closet full of ugly sweaters.
I don't own
I've
one.
accumulated
I
over
used
the years.
to. Years ago when it wasn't popular to have the ugly sweater and people would give them to you and, oh, sorry family, but you're like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I wear it once a year. But I got rid of all of them and then I haven't gone to any ugly sweater type things. So.
Well, the mixology has just taken off and people love ugly sweaters, let me tell you. So I usually have 3 to 4 to 5 events back to back. So I can't wear the same thing.
No, it's kind of a cult thing, this whole ugly
Definitely.
sweater party. I don't get it, but yeah.
Part of the cult.
It's fun.
Join
It's fun.
us.
All right. So until next time, then you need to subscribe.
And share it. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys for watching. And cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.